and welcome to the Habits and Home Show. I'm your host, Lisa Lazat, and I help busy moms bring order to their homes by downsizing and decluttering and ditching old habits in exchange for systems that bring peace and more enjoyment to their lives. If you're a mom trying to show the love of Jesus to your family, but the clutter in your home keeps you overwhelmed and frustrated, you have come to the right place. On this podcast, you will hear easy step-by-step tips to declutter and create systems so you can keep your home organized and finally walk in the peace God has promised you. Need some accountability? I've got you covered there too. Join the Accountability Club, a community of like-minded mamas decluttering and systemizing our homes together. Are you ready, friend? Let's get started. Hey friends, welcome to the show and Happy New Year to you. We're going to kick off this brand new year by doing a New Year reset ritual. Let me explain how my resets came to be in my life and how they have benefited me so much. So a couple of years ago, I started this minimalist journey, if you will, kind of like a mindful minimalism where I strategically look at what's in my life, and if it's beyond my capacity to manage it or if it doesn't benefit me in some way, I just go ahead and remove it, right? So I started this minimalist journey and I realized no matter how little the amount of stuff that I had, if I didn't have good habits in place, I just wasn't able to manage what I did have. So I first started out decluttering my home, and then I realized, I need really good habits of managing my home now that it's down to my capacity, right? And so my reset habits and my reset routines came into place for me to be able to easily manage my home. So I created a daily reset, weekly, monthly, and a yearly reset. And I've been doing this for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years, I think it is. And it has truly transformed the way I manage my home, the way I just manage my life in general. Okay, so if you're not on board with doing resets, highly recommend that you do them. This is something that I go over with my one-to-one clients when we're doing coaching calls. We start out by, of course, decluttering their home to their personalized capacity for whatever season their life is currently in. So once we get their home down to their capacity, we don't necessarily just want to declutter it. We want them to learn how to manage it. And so we talk about their daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly reset routines. And we have over a period of time, over a couple of weeks, we practice these resets and I hold them accountable. I come alongside of them, hold their hand while they're decluttering, but also applying the concepts of resetting on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis so that they can maintain. Now, I do professional organizing in person, and I actually have a client that I'm organizing for the first time today, New Year's Day. I always love organizing on the first day of the year because then that the old saying, whatever you do on the first day of the year is what you're going to be doing all year long. And for the last 3 years, I've been organizing for clients the first day of the year. I guess they're like motivated and they want to clear out and start the new year fresh. And so they hire me. So I'm going to be doing that today. And So I come alongside people not only in person to do decluttering and organizing and systemizing their home, but I also work with clients one-on-one online through virtual calls. And so in these calls, we get to the point where we're like, okay, what does your daily reset look like? What is your weekly reset? And these are very, very simple tasks. And I try to keep them to your BM3s, your bare minimum 3 tasks. Now, what I'm going to be sharing with you today as an example of my New Year reset, I've actually added 2 more. A couple of years ago, I started doing this ritual and I had like 7 things that I reset at the beginning of the year. And, sometimes I only do 3, but I'm giving you an example of 5 things that I am thinking of that I want to reset at the beginning of the year that is going to set me up for a more organized year to come. Okay, so I'm going to share my top 5. And I want you to come up with your BM3. What are your bare minimum 3 things that you could reset probably like this week or even in the month of January that is going to help you be a more organized person moving forward in the year 2025? Okay, so here are my top 5 things that I'm going to reset at the beginning of this new year. So number 1, I've actually already done this. I ordered my calendar 2 days ago and it came in yesterday, and I've already started filling out my time blocks. Now, I do use a virtual calendar. I love my shared virtual calendar, and I teach you how to set that up in my time management course. You can click the link below to grab that. It's very affordable, and I walk you through all the steps of how I manage my time and give you some strategies to manage your own time. Now, I do like having my virtual shared calendar with my family. All of my kids have an iPhone now, whether they have service on it or not, but we all have access to that family shared calendar. However, and I thought about, do I really need a paper calendar this year? How I use my paper calendar is more like a journal, is more like my accountability, because I don't really want to look at my phone all the time. I don't want to touch it. So I like to keep my calendar beside my bed at night. And if anything is coming to my mind, I don't want my phone to be in my bed. I started this habit a couple of months ago where I put the phone to charge in the hallway. I have this little charging station now, and I don't want my phone beside my bed. I even got an old alarm clock so that that's not the last thing that I do at night or the first thing that I do in the morning. Don't want to touch my phone. So I do like having something beside my bed that I can write my thoughts down in, any ideas that come to mind. So I like using my paper calendar for that reason. And it's just a really good, just therapeutic ritual to do on my weekly reset. Okay. So number 1 is for me a part of my new year reset is to reset my calendars. Okay. So make sure everybody's birthday's on my virtual calendar, but then to also purchase my paper calendar, which I love. This is the 3rd year that I've used the same calendar. It is the Harmony calendar by At a Glance. I will put the Amazon link down below, and of course it is an affiliate link, so I will get a little bit of kickback, and I appreciate all of that. Okay, so number 1 is to reset my calendars. Number 2 is to reset my goals. Now, goals, the idea of resetting goals or making goals for the new year, some people think of like New Year's resolutions. I don't think of like a big resolution. I like to break my goals down for the year by quarter. So how I do it, kind of like this, kind of like a pyramid, like symbol. And I pick a word for the year. And my word last year was margin. And oh my goodness, as I look back, I can see how I have, tried to create more margin in my life. And I can say, wow, I did a really good job at creating margin. This year, my word is quiet. It's quiet. And I don't know why. I feel like the Lord is just bringing that word to me to meditate on it, to embody it, to just like see what that word brings to my life this year. Okay. So my word for 2025 is quiet. Quiet. Maybe quieting my spirit, quieting my soul, quieting my mind, quieting my words is quiet. And then what I do is I break down the year by quarter, and I create micro goals for 1 quarter at a time. And these goals typically aren't like lose weight, eat better. No, they're more like things that I am giving myself permission to finally do. So last year, a couple of my goals were like play the piano, practice Spanish, practice watercolor. Did I do all of those goals last year? No, but I thought about them. I want to pursue that eventually. So even if you write down your goal and you don't achieve it, at least you're thinking about it, okay? It's okay to just think. It's okay to think about a goal and have it in the back of your mind. Like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to take the time to do that? So maybe this year, write down your goals, break them down into quarters, and do attainable bite-sized goals per quarter. Some people will do a whole goal of like, I want to declutter my whole house. Well, that's kind of like overwhelming, especially if you don't have someone like me holding your hand beside you or, on the video calls, guiding you through that. You might need that kind of help, that you might need that kind of hand holding. So think about break down your year by each quarter and come up with a very simple, attainable micro goal for yourself. Okay. So number 2 was to reset your goals, and you can actually write that in your paper calendar if you have one. Number 3 is something that I do is reset our family budget. So we have been using the Dave Ramsey method, cash method, since before we were even married, and we've done a family budget and it works really well for us. So we have a Excel spreadsheet, and so I just look over that family budget if anything has changed, if we want to pay off debt, or if we want to save towards something that's coming up this year, then I just revamp our budget and revamp our finances in that way. Okay. Number 4 is I reset our tax folder for the upcoming tax season. Okay, so I'm thinking about the beginning of the year, it's usually tax season, and all of those papers, those W-2s, those 1099s, all those papers are coming in, and I don't want them floating around everywhere. I'm going to have to email or print off some emails that some companies are going to send us, and so I need to have one spot to collect all of those papers. So this has been something that's been important to me, is being organized during tax season so we don't feel scrambled, right? So what I do is I just take a simple file folder, and on the outside of that file folder, I think of everything that we are expecting to receive a piece of paper for in order to file for our taxes, okay? So that is something that I just do at the beginning of the year to get myself organized for the upcoming season. And then last but not least, number 5 is I reset the photos on my phone, the photos and videos on my phone. I started doing this a couple of years ago and actually created a little course for it. And now I do this with my students inside the Accountability Club. So I give you a very simple, organized, straightforward system to go through your photos and then hopefully go through your videos. That is a little bit of a longer task, especially if you take lots of videos, lots of short clips. But I give you a method for decluttering and going through your photos. But then inside the Accountability Club, I also hold you accountable, and while we're doing it together. So I'm checking in, you're checking in. It's a really, really cool thing. And I'm looking forward to doing that inside the Accountability Club in January. So if you need help decluttering your photos from 2024, we're going to start with 2024. And then I'm going to encourage you to work your way backwards. If you have thousands upon thousands of photos, it's going to take some time, but I'm going to give you a method to keep you organized and keep you motivated. And I'm also going to be there to encourage you and hold you accountable. So those are the 5 things that I like to do for my New Year reset ritual. Number 1, reset my calendars. Number 2, reset goals. Number 3, reset our family budget. Number 4, reset our tax folder for the upcoming tax season. And number 5, reset my phone photos and videos. Now, I would love to know what you are choosing to do for your New Year reset ritual. If you want to join the Accountability Club in the month of January and join us in our Decluttering Our Photos and Videos challenge, I would love for you to come in there, and then I want you to drop on the post for your New Year reset ritual the 3 to 5 things that you are resetting for this new year. All right, friends, I hope you have a blessed new year. I cannot wait to join you inside the Accountability Club, or if you are someone who needs that one-to-one hand-holding coaching, I would love to work with you personally. You can find all the links to everything down below, and I hope you have a blessed new year. I will see you right here next time on the Habits and Home Show. Hey friend, before you go, I wanted to tell you more about the Accountability Club. Each month, we'll tackle a new space in our homes and work together to declutter and set up systems so we can easily maintain order without getting overwhelmed. You'll get a new decluttering tutorial each month, the coaching and accountability you need to actually follow through, and encouragement without judgment from other Christian moms in a safe environment. And guess what? The entire club is off of social media, so you don't have to worry about distractions the world may throw at you. Sweet friend, if you're feeling stuck in your decluttering journey, this is the place for you. Click the link below to try out the Accountability Club and start decluttering today.